Welcome to the Fun Astrology Podcast for Thursday, October 27th. This month is almost getting away from us. We're going to talk about today and tomorrow today. Then we're going to talk about tomorrow and the weekend tomorrow. How's that? So confused you already, right? Slip of the tongue. We stayed on the Mercury theme yesterday. Today we have Mercury squaring Pluto. If you didn't get yesterday's episode, I would encourage you to just stop right here, 35 seconds in, and go back, listen to yesterday, and then come back, cue it up to 35 seconds, and go for the rest of today. Because yesterday is a context of this Mercury theme that we have running through the week. Now, yesterday we talked about the trine to Mars. Today we have a square to Pluto. So Mercury's in Libra, Pluto's in Capricorn, and the action happens at 26 degrees, 12 minutes. Now, there is one other overlay to this, and that is the moon entering Sagittarius. That happens early this morning at 6:54 a.m. Eastern Time. Then the Mercury-Pluto square happens at 9:08 Eastern Time. a.m. this morning. So these are two morning aspects that are going to be setting the tone for our day today. So we have a playful moon in Sagittarius. That's a good thing. And then let's roll that into the Mercury aspect with Pluto, because Pluto is power, right? Pluto is amplified power. As long as you don't say something offensive, don't throw a dagger into the conversation. You can basically say anything fun you want today, and you'll roll with it. It will play. It will be received. And there's this stodginess around Pluto and the later degrees of Capricorn. We've talked about that on both this podcast and Old Soul, New Soul, and talking about how these are the last dying dinosaurs of these structures that don't serve anymore. Well, let's roll to the other side of Capricorn. We have a square, right? So there's some built-in little bit of tension. So that makes me want to jump over and find the positive side of the coin. Let's don't go to the stodgy old dinosaurs walking their way out of existence. Let's go to the positive side. Let's think about consistency, lasting, crossing every T and dotting every I, the details, paying attention to this is worth doing and doing well. In fact, here's a great application for this. If you are in a relationship with somebody, this is a great day to sit down with them and talk about, Mercury, how you could move your relationship forward into new, higher ground, Pluto's transformational characteristics, and, of course, the later degrees of Libra. And part of that conversation could be, what can we eradicate from our relationship that no longer serves? Could we agree on a couple of things that we might want to release, get rid of, move out of our space? Robert and I talked about this when we were recording the other day, and this was related to the Venus Star episode that's going to be out tomorrow, that we were talking about maybe old relationships. Maybe there are people in your life, even as a couple. I've kind of set this relationship theme up. Maybe there are people in your life as a couple that no longer serve your relationship as a couple. Maybe there are people in your life individually, and you just need to look at, are we mutually serving each other in this relationship? And maybe it would be a less prominent relationship. Move it from, we used to share more, and now it's an acquaintance. It's a friendship. We keep in touch, but there's not that much there. The glue that held us together before has cracked, and that's okay. Things move on. And as you'll hear tomorrow morning, there's a big shift in this whole space. And I was using couples as an example because that's just such an obvious extension of Libra. But here's how you look at this individually. Same analysis, whether you do this inside a relationship or outside of a relationship. If you don't, remember, Mars rules war and Pluto rules nuclear, and we have these aspects on top of us both days. I'm not talking collective astrology here. I'm talking about individual astrology. With that square to Pluto, don't give it the chance to nuke something in your life. Because when Pluto gets on the karmic warpath and it knows that it needs to transform, and there's resistance to that transformation, it has a deep toolbox. And one of my favorite things to remember and recall is that with Mercury, and we think about communication, The most important communication we have in the world is with ourselves, and you know that. That's probably when you think Gemini and Mercury, the communication paradigms in the chart, third house. Just stop always and think. It's not about communicating with others. This is about communicating with me first, then others. The airplane analogy, put your mask on, then you can help other people. And under this Sagittarian moon, get out there for the next couple of days and have yourself some fun. Enjoy, be playful, and don't forget to tip your spiritual hat as well, because that moon in Sag will give you that as well. Well, we got the big birthday weekend coming up. We'll talk about that some tomorrow. You know that when you celebrate your birthdays and you find a good marker in it, that you're getting that much closer to being on Medicare? Oh, Lord. Have a good Thursday. We'll see you back tomorrow for TGI Friday.